Have you ever heard of a ship so massive, so powerful, that it seemed unsinkable? Now imagine that same ship vanishing into thin air, without a single trace. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most baffling maritime mysteries of all time. The disappearance of the USS Cyclops. This isn't just a story about a lost ship. It's a tale that has fueled legends about the Bermuda Triangle for over a century. Let's set the scene. The year is 1910. The United States Navy commissions a true giant of the seas, the USS Cyclops. This wasn't your average vessel. It was a Proteus-class collier, a colossal ship over 540 feet long, designed to carry thousands of tons of coal to fuel the American fleet across the globe. With a crew of over 300 sailors and officers, the Cyclops was a symbol of American industrial and naval might. For years, it served reliably, transporting troops and coal during World War I, a workhorse of the Atlantic. But in March 1918, its reliable service would come to an abrupt and mysterious end. The final voyage of the Cyclops began in Brazil. Loaded with over 10,000 tons of manganese ore, a crucial material for steel production during the war, ship set a course for Baltimore, Maryland. Its captain was the experienced, yet reportedly eccentric Lieutenant Commander George W. Worley. The journey started smoothly enough. The ship made a brief, unscheduled stop in Barbados for supplies. Witnesses there said the ship and its crew seemed fine, nothing out of the ordinary. On March 4, 1918, the USS Cyclops weighed anchor, left Barbados, and sailed north. It was the last time anyone would ever see it. Days turned into weeks, and the Cyclops was long overdue in Baltimore. At first, the Navy wasn't overly concerned. Radio communication was still in its infancy, and ships often faced delays due to weather or mechanical issues. But as more time passed with complete silence, a sense of dread began to grow. The Navy launched one of the largest search and rescue operations in its history. Ships and planes scoured the vast expanse of the Atlantic along the Cyclops' projected route. They searched for weeks, combing the ocean for any sign of the ship, a lifeboat, a piece of wreckage, an oil slick, anything. They found nothing. It was as if the 19,000-ton behemoth and all 306 souls aboard had simply been erased from existence. What makes this disappearance so profoundly strange is the complete lack of evidence. The Cyclops never sent out an SOS distress call. This is particularly puzzling because the ship was equipped with a brand new, powerful wireless radio system. Even if a sudden catastrophe struck, you'd expect a frantic, partial message. But there was only silence. Furthermore, no wreckage was ever found. When a ship of that size sinks, it usually leaves a trail of debris-life rafts, floating cargo, personal effects. The ocean where the Cyclops vanished is a busy shipping lane, yet no other vessel reported seeing any wreckage. It was a clean, complete disappearance. Naturally, in the absence of hard evidence, theories began to swirl. The world was in the midst of World War I, so the most logical explanation seemed to be enemy action. Was the Cyclops sunk by a German submarine? A U-boat? This was the Navy's initial and most favored theory. It made sense. German U-boats were actively patrolling the Atlantic, and a large, slow-moving collier carrying vital war materials would have been a prime target. However, after the war ended, German naval records were meticulously examined. The German command had no record of any U-boat engagement in that specific area at that time. They insisted they had nothing to do with the Cyclops' disappearance. So, the enemy action theory, while plausible, lacked any supporting proof. If not a U-boat, what else could it be? Another prominent theory centers on the ship's cargo. The Cyclops was heavily laden with manganese ore. Some experts have suggested that the ore, which can be very dense and unstable, might have shifted during a storm. A sudden shift in such a heavy cargo could cause the ship to list violently and capsize almost instantly, sending it to the bottom before anyone could even send a distress signal. This quick capsize theory would explain the lack of an SOS call and the rapid disappearance. Adding to this possibility is the weather. While there were no major recorded hurricanes on its route, the Atlantic is known for sudden, violent squalls. A rogue wave, a phenomenon where a wave much larger than the surrounding ones appears without warning, could have also struck the ship. A colossal wave hitting a heavily loaded ship could have been catastrophic, breaking it apart or flipping it over in a matter of moments. This combination of a rogue wave and shifting cargo is considered by many maritime historians to be the most scientifically plausible explanation for the disaster. But of course, we can't talk about the USS Cyclops without mentioning the Bermuda Triangle. The ship's route took it directly through this infamous stretch of ocean, and its disappearance became one of the cornerstone cases for the legend. For decades, authors and paranormal enthusiasts have pointed to the Cyclops as proof of some strange force at work in the region. Theories range from alien abductions to portals to another dimension. While these ideas make for exciting stories, they remain firmly in the realm of speculation, with no evidence to support them. Yet, the sheer strangeness of the Cyclops vanishing without a single clue has kept these paranormal theories alive for over a century. Let's also look at the human element. The ship's captain, George Worley, was a controversial figure. Some crew members who left the ship before its final voyage described him as a tyrant. There were reports of onboard tensions and conflicts. This led to some speculation about a possible mutiny. Could a violent struggle on board have somehow led to the ship's loss? It seems unlikely that a mutiny could result in the complete disappearance of the ship and everyone on it without leaving a trace, but it adds another layer of mystery to the human drama aboard the Cyclops. The story doesn't end there. In a truly bizarre twist of fate, two of the Cyclops' sister ships, the USS Proteus and the USS Nereus, also vanished without a trace in the same region of the Atlantic during World War II. They were following similar routes, carrying similar heavy ore cargo. Just like the Cyclops, they disappeared without an SOS, and no wreckage was ever found. The loss of three sister ships in such eerily similar circumstances is a statistical anomaly that continues to baffle researchers. Were they all victims of the same structural flaw? Did they all succumb to the same type of rogue wave or cargo shift? Or is it just a tragic, unbelievable coincidence? Today, the fate of the USS Cyclops remains the single largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. The names of the 306 crew and passengers are etched on memorials, but their final resting place is unknown, lost somewhere in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Modern technology, like deep-sea submersibles and sonar, has uncovered countless historic shipwrecks, but the Cyclops has eluded all attempts at discovery. Its location remains a secret held by the sea. The story of the USS Cyclops is a powerful reminder of the raw, untamable power of the ocean and the limits of our own understanding. Was it a perfect storm, a structural failure, a wartime casualty, or something else entirely? Without a shipwreck to study, we can only speculate. The ship and its crew have become a permanent part of maritime folklore, a ghost ship whose story continues to haunt and fascinate us. It's a chilling puzzle with a missing final piece. What do you think happened to the USS Cyclops? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey into one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the sea. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into historical enigmas. See you in the next video.